Right, here we go. So folks, it is currently 22 minutes past 2 on the 24th of December 2019. Officially Christmas Eve. I started editing day 1 on the eve of Christmas Eve, the 23rd. It's now taken me into the early hours of the 24th. If I say Christmas Eve one more time, people will be like, I want to punch that boy in the face. So I'm going to try and not use the same words too much, because I know what it's like repeating myself. Anyway, we are 1 day away from Christmas, and we are roughly about, 6 days until the day I'm going to try and get this finished, and we're 7 days away from the official deadline of the 31st for the Belfast Film Festival. I'm hoping that I get in, because I'm working very hard to try and get this finished, and I'm going to be working over Christmas. So, recap of what I did. I took the footage from day 1 and I've cut the rushes, meaning that I've cut out all the bits and bobs that aren't going to be used in the film at all, and I'm just cutting the takes down to where I can watch them in the final cut with no interruptions. Like literally when the board says, the board claps, camera rolls, action, right to the end where we say cut, and that's a take. So I've basically done that, and now I've organised all the takes of day 1, and then tomorrow or Boxing Day, I'm going to try and do day 2/day 3. Once that's done, and I've got all the rushes and all the takes done of everything, I put it all into one project, and as I said, I call it the final cut. And that's whenever I start to piece everything together, and it's structured in the way of the story, and not just structured in the way we shot it. So yeah, I'm pretty confident at the moment, and I'm really happy with the footage. It's actually turned out better than I thought it would. I don't mean it in a condescending way, I just mean it in a way of like, oh, this is way better than previously shot footage that I've done in previous films. And I was like, oh, this is what it was like when I was cutting together previous films, and it was like, there's this moment whenever you're cutting footage together and you're like, oh, we're on to something, and that we're on to something seems to get earlier the more I do it. So it was whenever I was cutting together and I'm walking home, there's a couple of moments whenever Mosu was up the steps and I was like, here we go, this is where I'm like, oh, right, okay, I remember the moment, like, this is why I made this. I'm glad I put all that effort in, and I'm just cutting through the rushes, and I'm like, oh, this footage is solid, skillful work. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased, and essentially what's going to happen now is going to get day 1 done, day 2 done, day 3 done, and then put it on to the final edit, piece it all together, get a couple of rough cuts put together, then I'm going to get it graded, going to get it ADR'd. There is not as much sound so far that needs to be edited as I thought there was, because we had Josh on the first 2 days, so it's really just ADR and the whole fight scene. And then we've also got to grade it. So grading is just color correct. It's like, to put it in layman's terms, it's like having an Instagram filter on your project to make it look prettier, just to tighten up the colors. And everyone who does color grading is going to want to punch me in the face for saying that, but it's the closest thing I can think of. Another simile that I like to use, and a comparison, is whenever you see I'm in the stages now where we've moulded the first day, and I'm still in the moulding stage. So if you were to compare it to a sculptor, he gets a big slab of rock, and he sculpts out a rough draft of what he wants to work with. That's kind of what I'm working on at the moment. And then once you've got that shape, and then you need to work on the details, and you chip away at it, and the more you chip away at it, the better. But you need to be very careful you don't chip away too much, because you're not going to be able to regain that. Once you chip away a fingernail, that's not going to come back. So it's the same with this. and there's wee sections that'll work together, whereas if you take part A and part B and you fire in C in the middle, it might not work without C, and then you've all these different factors involved. So I've just got to be really careful whenever I'm editing that I don't over edit it, and I can step away from the project and go, okay, now we need to move on to the next one. But it's early days, and I'm really happy with how it's turned out so far. So I know this will be released in 2020, and probably just before the film comes out or while it's doing rounds on the circuit. But I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. And as I said, I'm just building towards a future that I'm hopefully going to enjoy, and all this hard work is going to pay off, because it always does. Even if it doesn't get into the Belfast Film Festival, it will be submitted to other places, and then at the end of the day I can just put it up on my own social media and I can just tick it off and move on to the next one. But again, it's been an absolute amazing journey, having fun, and I wouldn't do anything else. This is what I want to do, so I'm definitely set in my ways. But I'm not going to get too sentimental here, because it's currently 2:45, and whenever I get tired I get all emotional. So I also don't want to wake my family up, and the camera is tilting. Okay, here we go. Right, I'm going to love yous, and I'm going to leave yous, and I'm going to try and make these vlogs a wee bit, I keep on vlogs, but they're production diaries, a bit more enjoyable. But yeah, hopefully now I get a wee bit of an insight into what goes on into making a short film. And if I can help anyone, if I can just show the struggles and make it a bit more comfortable for someone who's coming up and making their own stuff, and make it a bit more, I don't know, if I can motivate or encourage people to do their own thing, that's a win in my books. So yeah, right, before I go on this big emotional monologue, I'm gonna go to bed. But again, I love yous, gonna leave yous, and I'll see you in the next one. Pray to God I get this finished. Merry Christmas!